Alright guys, welcome to today's forecast. We'll be looking at upcoming weather, including this major storm that's expected to arrive in the United States later this week. So we got looking at heavy rain across the south, including some storms near the Gulf Coast. On top of that, we also have some light snow from Kansas into Nebraska and Iowa. And then across the west, there's a little rain going on, including a little bit of mountain snow, some scattered out rain in California there. However, the remnants of a winter storm that just moved through the country is now exiting the New England region. Some lingering snow going on across New England. Maybe a little rain with that in some places. Little showers across the Ohio Valley to New York State as well. But that we got widespread rain going on across southeast as of this moment here, along with the storms across the Gulf Coast. So let's get into today's forecast, guys. Now, for our current headlines, however, we do have winter watches in the dark blue region for Texas and Oklahoma. Well, we have winter weather advisories anywhere from western Texas across central Oklahoma all the way to southern Missouri and Illinois. From the lingering storm, we have also advisories for northern New York and Maine. Also across portions of the western mountains all the way into western Nebraska, there are also some winter alerts here. So for the winter weather advisories, this is going to be purple. Winter warnings are indicated in pink. These are not widespread, however, they're scattered in some places. Now for our wind chill alerts, which we do have some here, you can see some across Nevada and portions of Oregon. However, for a more widespread area, we do have wind chill advisories anywhere from Colorado, Kansas, and even portions of Texas panhandles. There are wind chill advisories there, but also across northern plains, upper Midwest, including parts of Wyoming, Montana, Nebraska, the Dakotas, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin. However, the highest concern is going to be a wind chill warning across portions of the Dakotas and northwest Minnesota, which is shaded in dark color there. So we're going to dig in models for today's forecast under upcoming ice storm. So the first storm device is expected to start Monday tomorrow. It'll be more so in the afternoon, the evening hours. We'll start to see some of that icy, mixy precipitation stem from southern Oklahoma and move across Arkansas and areas along the western Ohio Valley especially. But that potential exists pretty much anywhere along the Ohio Valley, maybe just to the south of that. A new bound starts, however, further south, including portions of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee. This one will start Tuesday afternoon into the Tuesday night, and then this will be expected to continue on throughout Wednesday on and off. However, one river area that will eventually move in and switch things more to rain by Thursday evening or Wednesday evening. So it will eventually come to an end kind of at that given point. Now, we're looking at a GFS here, and it is showing somewhat of a same scenario, although it doesn't really it really just kind of shows that starting in Missouri, Arkansas border area for this first round here. Again, same timing, Monday afternoon, we'll start to see that in Missouri, Arkansas border. It'll move across the Ohio Valley, although we could see some light snow along the actual river of the Ohio River. And then further south, we see that mixy and icy precipitation across Kentucky, Tennessee. This is Tuesday about midnight Central Time, and then an hour later 1 a.m. Eastern Time. So we'll see that. And then this second round here across northern Texas, that's be our second round again. So we'll start to see that over there Tuesday morning, and then it'll race to the east, northeast with time through Tuesday to the afternoon, evening. So across Arkansas, that's where those kind of transition. So you see all kinds of colors in that state. Okay, this is Tuesday afternoon, 3 p.m. local time across Arkansas, Missouri. So that's where we see light snow according to GFS for the Missouri, Arkansas, basically the Ozarks area, And then further south across central Arkansas, we start to see that mixy and icy precipitation develop. And then that continues across the area as well. So again, going back as far back as central Texas as of Wednesday morning. So we can spring forward in time. It will just more be a rain event as the warmer air eventually wins out in that area, switching things from freezing rain into solid rain. And then later on Thursday morning, there could be the potential for storms across the warm sector in the Gulf Coast region and areas surrounding that across Louisiana, potentially anywhere in the southeast, has potential for Thursday for storms showers to develop with that system. And that's about it for looking at models. So looking at models comparison for the freezing rain totals, it's quite variable. And some of them are just really extreme. Okay, they're talking, so the Canadian are above 2 inches, but not going that far. While others are calmer, but still really high amounts. Over half inch, some places nearly an inch in very localized areas. So we'll likely see ice through Thursday morning from central Texas across to Oklahoma through Arkansas, northern Louisiana possibly, depending on how much colder we can get over there, and then across Mississippi, Tennessee, and across much of the Ohio River Valley, especially areas just south of the river. I'm not really going to say much on totals because it's quite variable, and some of there's really big destruction over 1-2 inches, which I don't think theoretically could happen this kind of setup, even through a span of multiple days. So there will be time to iron out the exact details of how much, in terms of totals, will be there. There's really little to be said at this point on all that. Now, speaking of upcoming cold, here are the wind chills for tonight through this week. So tonight we're going to be looking at some of the worst chills for the outbreak. So some of the northern Rockies, northern plains up in west could see wind chills of 40 below, possibly even going below that, locally to 50 below in the highest elevations in the northern Rockies. However, it will get close, but not exactly there according to GFS. Okay, so we got 40 below zero. It's possible for the wind chills for North Dakota, Minnesota. Although South Dakota could locally see some of those wind chills as well, especially the northern eastern portions, and even spreading across northern Wisconsin. So 0-degree wind chills Fahrenheit will expand as far south as the whole Texas panhandles. However, anywhere from much of the plains through the Rockies, at least to the central Rockies, and then from really just Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska, Missouri, Illinois, really anywhere in the dark purple area that's below zero for the wind chills. This chill will continue to expand east across the northeast with time. However, it doesn't really get much better with the extreme cold across the upper Midwest. So we're talking widespread 30 below zero in much of the northern plains in the upper Midwest. It does, however, improve a little with how far south these insane wind chills go, but it still reaches below zero for the wind chills across as far as Colorado, Kansas, really just southern Colorado, Kansas area. And then you could also see some of those expanding from the Iowa Missouri border and even portions of central Illinois. And yeah. So this will get better pretty quickly. Wednesday, it'll be less. However, if you're in the Canadian border along northern Minnesota, you might see, depending on some certain circumstances, it could still get up to 40 below zero for the wind chills. And again, it does seem like later in the week, this cold does try to take over again across the northern plains, unfortunately. Yeah, this is really insane though. Looking at northern Minnesota, northeast Minnesota, northwest Wisconsin, we could see 40 below wind chills for Thursday night and Friday morning. So while it looks like we might have a brief fall in the burst of chill air for the polar vortex, right about Thursday, Wednesday maybe, it does look to come back later in the week. It will also have more effects in the Northeast. So some pretty insane chills going on. Even some of those locations in Maine, for example, and across northern New England, we could be talking about 60 below. This is wild. So 50 to 60 below wind chills possible in Maine area and northern New England. In fact, if we look at how far south the 0-degree wind chill mark goes, it goes as far as the Baltimore area and across Delaware, northern Maryland. And we see freezing wind chills really all the way to nearly the Florida Peninsula. So while this actually does happen from time to time, it's really keeping most of the cold, really cold air locked up across the Northeast. Alright, everyone, that is it for today's forecast. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful for any future plans that you might have for this coming week. If you find this channel a good source for weather information, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and like this video. Again, if you really do enjoy it. And stay safe, everyone. Have a good day.